When the home Krishna is happy, or the individual Krishna is happy, then it transforms into the experience of a great happiness by that particular individual or personalities involved in that whole process. The process of getting happiness is to make Krishna happy. But somebody wants to become very happy, then he should make Krishna happy. Then he'll become happy. It's very simple, right? Where is the to make our hand happy is to eat samosa. If you eat samosa, you'll be happy. Right? The hand helps the stomach to eat samosa, then hand is happy. Right. So it's very simple. To the extent the stomach is happy, then you are happy. If your stomach is not happy, then you are not happy, right? That the devotees can experience very easily. That's why I'm giving this kind of. So it is. So this is very pleasing to Krishna. We used to do book distribution in the beginning stages. We used to do the book distribution in buses and railway stations and roads and anywhere. And then later on, it was like doing it in a big way. More books are. We want to have more books. So we devised all sophisticated means of distributing the books in a huge number. But then when you used to sit after the distribution and everything is over, when you used to have sharing the realizations of book distribution, and many times that point comes up that that distribution which we used to do in the trains and buses was more pleasing than this mega distribution of the books. So many hundreds of thousands of books are gone. Of course, you are involved in that, but for there, na, every single book, you have to convince one person, right? And other places, when you are convincing the people, they are convinced by cycle, they are convinced by smartwatch or something like that. They are not interested in Bhagavad Gita. They are interested what they are going to get from Bhagavad Gita by reading Bhagavad Gita. So, but there it was not like that. When you are selling the book on the railway station or in the inside the railway or bus, you are selling Bhagavad Gita only. You don't have anything separately doing that. So you have to tell the people that this is the manual of your life, help you for stress management, depression, this, that, everything, whatever is level we can express him, and then somehow the other convince him, and he takes it. And one book goes in this great pleasure to the devotee who is distributing the books. So it's why it is pleasing. One of the reasons, many reasons are there. One of the reasons is it's very pleasing to Krishna. So if somebody comes up for making some transcendental inquiries, that should be very pleasing to the devotee who is interested nowadays. Nobody is interested practically, right? And those who are interested, they are also having a lot of all other kinds of interest. They are not direct interest. They have some all other interest. They have trouble in their life. That's why they want peace. That's why they want to practice Krishna consciousness. This is not most interested people. Most interested people are the people who are really going to inquire. होना क्या वाला है मेरा? What's going to happen with me? This is the transcendental inquiries. If they are frustrated with their jobs and other things and all, and that's why they want to chant someone Ravan, is not very high inquiry. They just really want to need to understand what about my life, right? So that kind of inquiries should be pleasing to us. And also, when we are making inquiries, we should have that kind of inquiries. That will be pleasing to the devotees the most again. All other inquiries, Shukadev Maharaj is 16-year-old, although he has taken birth, so he was there in the Yudhishthir Maharaj's, what that? Rajasuya Yagya, this, that. How come he's 16-year-old when he's talking to Parikshit Maharaj? And what is the use of your so much of analysis? You are using your engineering brain for transcendental subject matters. We'll never come to know about this. What to speak of any other thing? We are not able to perceive, understand the most grossest subject matters which are presented by the science with a brain. Why should we worry about uh, these are if these are this some apparent contradictions which are there in the shastras are of no use to us to understand, right? Prahlad Maharaj was 5 year old when Hiranyakashipu came back. So these are not going to be satisfying to anybody. What's going to be satisfying is to understand the subject matter in the right sense. Jai Krishna Tattva Vetta Sei Guru Hai. So that was this the mm, that's why Kapil Muni is very happy with the mother. The mother is asking something very extraordinary now. What was the question she asks? Hmm? It was there in the which verse is it was referred to? Hmm? What question she asks? She asks many questions, not one. Now be pleased with me, my Lord, to dispel my great delusion. Due to my feeling of false ego, I have been engaged by your Maya and have identified myself with the body and consequent bodily relations. So these are the questions. If I am practicing Krishna consciousness, what the things I am not able to practice by my deficiencies, my shortcomings, and how Maya has sufficient nicely deluded us. If this is a discussion when a devotee meets to other devotee, what he should ask? What he should ask? Hmm? He should not take his memory test. बताओ आज क्या बोला? Right, is fine. That is also is fine. Makes sense, but still, at least you should. The most important thing a devotee has to ask to other devotee when he comes is that, okay, something is presented in the class, and we are not able to either understand it, either practice it, or you're not understanding. We are understanding, practicing, but there are so many failures in the practice. So these are the questions the devotee have to ask. We have to chant attentively. I'm not able to chant attentively. This is what is a devotee. It's not to be asked only to the seniors only. It has to be asked to. Sometimes you get such a beautiful answers from the devotees who are practicing around you. It is mesmerizing sometimes. All the devotees have understood the subject matter very nicely, and some of the devotees are very sincere. So these are the inquiries when to be asked when we hear the class. So generally at the end of the class, when we are trying to revise, memorize, whatever, generally memory test. क्या बोला उसका रेफरेंस क्या दिया इसका एग्जांपल क्या दिया उसका श्लोक क्या कोट किया दिया right. This is not discourage or criticize or any fashion, but I'm saying what is going to be the inquiry which is will be pleasing is that inquiry where we are understanding the subject matter. Either we are not understanding the subject matter, transcendental subject matter, or we have a difficulty in applying this subject matter. That questions here Devoti is asking this the question where she's deluded. She knows this is an illusion, right? She's saying that this is Maya. She knows what is Maya. That means, right? Unless she knows what is Maya, how she can refer it to as a Maya? So it's an illusion, which she is able to see. The false ego is an illusion. The considering the things of this world as mine are illusion, right? So this is what is being the beautiful inquiries made by her. So that is pleasing. That's why it is written there. It's pleasing to the Lord. The second part of the purport, Prabhupada elaborates that the interest of the devotee is in the transcendental subject matter because they are hamsas. The crows are interested in the filthy subject matters, right? And that's why he comes to the newspaper. So if you open the newspaper now, you can easily make out that it is made for the crows. It's not very difficult to understand. It's surely made for the crows. All nonsense. And practically, I don't know how much you have interaction with the media. If you go to the media, I used to go to newspaper practically in every city to give the news of contest to them to put in the paper. So I used to become a little angry with them because they are not entertaining only. Such a fantastic news is made, photograph is there, and he's just trying to dodge you somehow. or the other. हाँ ठीक है, कल डालते हैं, परसों डालते हैं, and then to put it in newspaper, I used to see the newspaper, right? And then there was one day there was a ऐसा newspaper होता ना इतना वाला, उसका हाफ फोल्ड करके आपके घर में आता है ना? तो जो नीचे मतलब एक हाफ है ना उसका, दो दो में से एक हाफ, उस एक हाफ में एक पिक्चर था। क्या था कि गवर्नमेंट का पाइपलाइन था बड़ा सा कोई तो, और बीच में फूट गया था, सब तरफ पानी गिर रहा था, बड़ा लाइक अ फाउंटेन, and the water was getting wasted because of the somebody's carelessness or whatever, why the reason was there, why the pipe was broke. Such a big picture, and there was an objection put on the local whatever is gram panchayat or म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, देखो क्या कर रहे हैं लोग, पाइप फूटा है, अभी इतना पानी वेस्ट हो रहा है और कुछ नहीं कर रहे, और फूटो इतना बड़ा, राइट? लाइक दैट, and seeing all kinds of these kind of things here and there, and after this 2-3 days seeing that, I was just finding out इतना बड़ा कहाँ डाल सकते हैं. That was my whole point of understanding the news. When I went there, this guy is not entertaining only. Tomorrow we'll go tomorrow, we'll check today, if not there, we'll put tomorrow, if not there, tomorrow we'll put sometimes later. I said, what is the use of, Baba, ये तो पाइप फूटा है, कौन सा ग्लोरियस चीज है? हमने 10,000 भगोए तक गांव में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया तुम्हारे बच्चों को मरने से बचाने, मतलब गलत रास्ते पे जाने से बचाने के लिए। पाइप फूटने से हमारा काम तो कई गुना अच्छा है, इन मेनी हंड्रेड्स ऑफ वेज माय न्यूज इज इम्पोर्टेंट। पाइप फूटा तो क्या हुआ, तो फोटो निकालने से थोड़ी बंद हो जाएगा, तो वो काम करना, whoever is responsible people, they have to go and work and fix it up. It's not that you click the photo and something happens. ऐसा तो होने नहीं वाला है। So I said, my work is done. I have fixed the pipe. तुम्हारा बच्चा फूटा था, मैंने बंद कर दिया उसको, फूटने वाला था, फूटा था, तो फूटने वाले इतना बड़ा पिक्चर डालो, ठीक करने वाले का भी उतना ही बड़ा पिक्चर डालो ना, तुमको क्या जाता है, राइट? सो देन क्या करने हैं, उसमें दिमाग में कोई गुस्सा नहीं है बेचारे को, कुछ तो छोटा सा इधर उधर कॉर्नर फाइंड करके ये जस्ट पुट इट। द पॉइंट इज दैट द media itself will tell you if there is a bad news, you give us, we'll print it immediately. If there is a good news, then we'll not print it. They're not interested in good news, they are interested only in bad news. घर फोड़ दिया, चोरी हो गया, तुरंत आएगा, तुरंत दूसरे दिन आएगा। दूसरे दिन क्या आएगा, 11 बजे दुकान फोड़ता है तो सवेरे 6 बजे छाप के आता है। दिस क्विक दे आर अबाउट इट। बट इफ यू डू सम गुड वर्क, एक्चुअली the media has spoiled the brain of the people. If you put all the good works every day, then people will be inspired to do good work. You start the newspaper, first news, second news, third news, second paper, third page, fourth page, it is filled with the news. इस बच्चे ने ये अच्छा काम किया, वो उस आदमी ने उसको मदद किया, इस आदमी ने ये किया, उन लोगों ने ये कंपटीशन किया, उसकी वजह से ये हुआ। आप just if you fill the newspaper with the good things ना, then automatically people will start doing good things. But if the beginning in the morning he's taking the paper in the hand and he's watching, वो तो दिमाग पूरा कचड़े से भरा हुआ है। Then when he fills that all, the brain with all this nonsense, when he starts speaking, अब बाहर क्या आने वाला है? जो अंदर जाएगा वही बाहर आएगा ना, right? If you are meeting with two people, are meeting with each other, they want to share what? They're going to share what? They're going to share what they have taken inside. Garbage in, garbage out. It's so simple. So if the somehow the other, I'm not I'm not having any authority to change the contents of the newspaper, but it's a place where you can spread something. If you want to spread bad, through that you can spread bad. If you want to spread good through that, you can spread good. It's all the social, combinedly social psychology, what we want to spread by the media, right? If the media determines that we will spread good and will not, what's the use of somebody's shop is broken by the thieves and they have stolen so much of money. Now this is the news. Now tell me, what the hell with this to do with my life? It's somebody's shop. It's not related to me. Somebody has some third guy has broken that shop. That is also not related to me. And I'm just reading you the details of this happened, that happened, how he broke it and all. It's of no use to me. I only use to me that if I want to do something like that, I may get some idea. The timing I may get, another style I may get, and something like that. Not more than that. But if somebody does something good, if the child has made a beautiful world record by painting something and then he's glorified, or for that matter the news where he has saved somebody's life and was awarded by the president for doing that. Just imagine, this is what is the news. Now this news will help 100 more people. They will also try to follow it, right? Their parents will try to tell them, अरे ऐसा करो, देखो ये कितना अच्छा बच्चे ने किया, आपने भी करो. So when we are putting some inspirational news, everybody is going to do that. But if you fill the paper on all dirty news, then only thing is that all the combined the dirty consciousness of the society will be uplifted. Nothing more than that. It's just like that. So that's why purposefully the devotee has to keep it away from that. Unless you have a very genuine purpose of utilizing all that what is there in the newspaper in the right fashion, there is no need for the devotees to read the newspaper. Ah, but this is not a blanket statement, except there's no exception for this. Not like that. If somebody is in some field of the service of the organization where he can process these informations which are there around and then utilize it in the proper way to the service of Krishna, then for reading him is fine, right? If somebody is spokesman of the organization and tomorrow you'll be asked for something and you don't know anything, and then not take your people may not take your opinion only seriously. If I don't know what is the issue and I am speaking about it, and मेरे को तो पता नहीं क्या हुआ, तो भी मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ, तुमको पता नहीं तो बोलो मत तुम. Just your opinion is discarded because you don't know the issue itself, right? I don't know how much you are getting it, but it is a very so that these are the people who should read. An ordinary devotee who has to type computer program and then he gets the salary. Why he has to read the newspaper? Hell with it. It's of no use. Just putting garbage inside the system. They are designed to put garbage inside the system. If you see the narration of the news and all very carefully, they are meant for putting as much as garbage possible in the heads of the people. So that's why you need to be careful. From all the media, not just newspaper, there are much more powerful and very dangerous media than the newspaper. Newspaper has lost its potency now because it is not having any video and audio with it. There are much more powerful medias in the world now. It can influence you even more. So that's why if you want to protect our devotional service, at least in the modern time, then it is essential that we keep ourselves as much away as possible from especially the broadcasting medias in this modern time. So they are meant for the crows. Very dirty. right? So these are the two things which Prabhupada writes in that part of the purport which is being described. And one important observation I have seen is that if we keep ourselves away from all these things and continue to very sincerely practice, in due course of time you lose the interest for them, and that's a very important stage a devotee has to acquire at one point of time by his practice of Krishna consciousness, by regularly, sincerely practicing. He has to develop that taste in Krishna consciousness that he gets the strength to say no to all these things. They are around us. You're not just going to be, you're not in Himalayas or something like that. You're right into metropolis cities, center of the Maya's capitals. So there is no system which can protect you except your own desire and your own disregard for this subject matter. There is no system. You cannot make system to protect the people. One has to make ourselves away from these things. How can somebody protect? There is only Paramatma who can walk around everybody. Recently when I went to one college, and then I was meeting with the director, madam, and she was crying, oh, today two of our girls had taken ganja in the washroom of girls' washroom, ladies' washroom, and all like that. Sir, what can we do? We cannot put CCTV also. The washrooms, no, we cannot put CCTV in washrooms. And then they flushed it in the toilet, and like that. And I said, we are want to have the program for your student. We'll think about it after 6 months. That's nonsense. So crying one side that we are not able to save them from taking ganja. And second time we are telling we will make them immune for ganja. Even if you are going to give the ganja to them, they will not drink. They will not take. I don't know whether they drink or eat or what. God knows what they do. I'm telling her, I said, no. Program will do so later. Now we have this competition, that competition, this exam, that exam. After giving exam, is going to go take ganja. What is the use of your exam on studies? Okay. Well, immune, one has to become immune. Not the college has to make you, don't take ganja. Don't take. I have to say, I don't want to take ganja. Look, you don't come to that so long down level. But we are on that. You are on the top of the temple. You are on the most high elevated platform in the temple. RVC yoga, right? So this is the separation happens that the swan is not telling. The swan is telling, I don't want to go there. It's not that it's somebody's programmed him. नहीं इधर ही रहना पड़ेगा पानी की बाजू में ही रहना पड़ेगा, लोटस के अंदर ही खेलना पड़ेगा, गार्बेज पे नहीं जा सकते हो, उधर रिस्ट्रिक्टेड एंट्री है, ऐसा नहीं है, right? He doesn't want to go there. It's like that. He's not restricted from going there. He has access there, but he doesn't want to go there. That's swan. अरे यार मेरे को उधर जाने नहीं दे रहे ये लोग, ये स्वयं नहीं है, बदमाश है एक नंबर है। तो कपड़ा पहना है स्वयं का और काम चल रहा है कौवे का, this is not a swan. Swan is swan. He doesn't want to go there. That's all. He's not interested in going there. So one has to buy the practice. If we develop the taste, there's no other things. Param drishtva nivartate. You can't do some mechanical or software systems by which you can save yourself from all these things. No, these are all temporary things. They have to be done. It's not that they not have to be done. But the system of getting immune from these things is only param drishtva nivartate. If somebody has tasted the pleasure, the divine pleasure, bliss of practicing Krishna consciousness, then there is a chance of he being saved from the lower tests. Otherwise, all kinds of mechanical and all Herculean arrangements made for saving them from the lower tests will fail at one point of time. If they have not developed, the person who is practicing Krishna consciousness, he has not developed the higher test. Or even after developing higher taste, they are going to be very great problems, challenges. But at least he has the strength to say no to some of the things. So this is a solution. Param Drishtva Nivardate. If somebody is not able to practice very nicely and not able to develop the test for the Krishna consciousness, it is very difficult for saving them from the lower test. When challenges come, when the problems come, and they are going to come, only Paramatma can stay with you. Devotees cannot help you everywhere, every time, everywhere on this. He himself is not interested in elevating oneself, and who can? That's why they say you can take the horse to the water. Water he has to only drink. You can make the arrangement by which the horse can reach to the water. That's fine. But if his horse is only not interested in drinking the water, then what can you do now? Cannot do now. He himself has to understand I am thirsty, I need water, I need to regularly take water. And then he takes it. And he finds out the water, how to get the water. That kind of horses are the best ones. Right? So you cannot legislate inspiration, we cannot legislate the practice, sincerity. These are the innermost qualities of Krishna consciousness. If we somehow or the other understand by the comparative study of the material world and the divine practice which we do here, if we can make that comparison, what was there, what was now, how we were staying, how where we are staying now, what are the subject matters which we are discussing now. So if we do this comparative study and then make up the mind, yes, lifelong I will continue to practice this way only, whatever happens, I'll stay with the devotees. If this kind of taste we have developed, then the transformation of being a swan has started and it will reach to the perfection. But if we want to put the life filled with so many other things, unwanted things which are of no use to us, then the process of becoming a swan unfortunately gets delayed, paused like that. So Param Drishtva Nivardate is it's not a mechanical process of transforming the crow into swan. It's not possible. It is a practice, cultivation. One has to work on it. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Please try to keep that mark where we have ended, because when we start next time, I don't think anybody is using the book now, right? So we will start from there where we stopped. Huh? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, one question we'll take. No problem. We'll be happy to take questions. But if those want to continue, can continue. Yes, no.
Outside people also. So they are not very much interested in the subject matter that is going around us. They are simply busy in their own sense gratification. They are doing pub and they're not basically knowing what is happening around world. When we go and preach, people sometimes ask questions related to what is happening outside world. But devotee doesn't know and doesn't give a perspective of Krishna consciousness to that particular problem. So isn't it like?
So that's why you should read newspaper.
No.
What is the question?
Question is like we should be aware about some.
So how should we be? What is your opinion? How should we be aware about? But at least you complete the question. How can I address the whole thing?
Not
so if he has to be aware of what is happening around him, then he should keep on watching Aaj Tak. Abhi Tak.
Not like once in a once in a month or something like that to get the overview of what is happening.
I have one another version, very easier one. 1 month is too much because you're not going. They are not going to ask you 1 month old issue. They want to ask you at the max 1 day, 2 day, 3 day वाला issue. एक महीना बहुत हो गया, उससे मतलब पूरी दुनिया पलटी हो जाती है उधर तक, right? So there is another system. You can find out a guy who is not very pakka resident of the voice only है, कुछ नहीं पढ़ेंगे, कुछ नहीं देखेंगे, ऐसा वाला. So you are like that. You be like that only. You don't get down. You keep a system, keep a person, and he knows what is Krishna consciousness, मोटा मोटी idea, and then he filters it out and gives an yes, नहीं बोला, उसने वो बोला, ऐसा किया, वो किया. This is what is appreciated by the people. This is not appreciated by. That's fine. Some of the things which are very very nice ones, the opening of the Ram temple and this and that. You don't have to have some agency for that. You can get inside that. It's fine. It's very encouraging. People were saying half temple. How can you open half temple? हाफ टेम्पल क्या, हम लोग बिना टेम्पल के टेंट में खड़ा किया है अभी तक. हाफ टेम्पल की क्या बात कर रहे हैं, राइट? प्रभुपाद स्टार्टेड जू, क्या था उधर, काय का मंदिर था. So you have to have Vaishnava understanding, and you have to understand who are the Vaishnavas also in the society. That has to be very clear. And those who are guys who are not saying all these things, they are not Vaishnavas. They are not interested in the essence. Ram is important or temple is important. By that calculation also, so some of the things which are really related to the spiritual aspect of the social body, you can directly get inside. But some of the fringe things and all this of no use, whether you know it or don't know it. So hardly few subject matters are there in the social body where really people will ask your perspective, right? The heroine is kidnapped by the hero. Our perspective is very clear wherever it happens. It's all nonsense, right? Now, whether this is a new one or old one or whatever this, somebody has told the share market has gone down because of some corruption thing and all. Now, why? What is the perspective? What is the perspective? The clear perspective is what first class cheating is done, and you are the one who is got cheated. It's so simple. Now, this is the 90% of the news doesn't require any perspective. It's a very clear perspective. Is Maya. So day to day, you need not have to be done. And if really somebody wants to ask, tell you what is the perspective, what's the perspective, you can really ask him, what's the news? You tell the news, I'll tell the perspective. If we will give a proper perspective, provided you do need provided you know the news. If you don't know the news, you tell him. तो बोलते हैं, बार बार बोलते हैं, अरे किसी को बोलना है ना तो उसको बोलो फिलोसॉफी क्या है बताओ, है कि नहीं, क्या है बताओ. Then we'll give our perspective. So it's very very clear. In Bengal, when American and European devotees came to Mayapur to serve, and in Bengal, Vivekananda was very famous. Every single devotee, every single Bengali used to come and ask the devotees, what about Vivekananda? What about Vivekananda? And Vivekananda was a controversial. Vivekananda doesn't have any base. He's all baseless guy. And unfortunately, he was Bengali. So everybody used to jump over the devotees, Hare Krishna devotee. And they are coming from America. And Vivekananda is famous in India. Outside, nobody bothers about Vivekananda. He has not done anything. प्रभुपाद को डिवोटीज आके पूछे, प्रभुपाद क्या बोलने का, भी ये लोग विवेकानंद के बारे में पूछते हैं. प्रभुपाद ने बोला, आपको सिंपल टेक्निक बताता हूँ. किसने बोला, विवेकानंद. विवेक हूँ, विवेक हूँ, विवेक कौन, विवेक हूँ. तो 4 बार वो बंगाली पूछता रहता था, विवेकानंद, विवेक हूँ, विवेक हूँ. यार इसको विवेकानंद सुना ही नहीं दे रहा है, इसको विवेकानंद का फिलोसॉफी कैसे पता होगा. इसको विवेकानंद नाम घुस नहीं रहा है इसके दिमाग में, तो इसको विवेकानंद का फिलोसॉफी कहाँ दिमाग में होगा. पर छोड़ देता था, बोले जाओ तुमको पता नहीं विवेकानंद. हाँ बड़ा, यही तो चाहिए हमको. So this is also one of the perspective to be given to the world. You tell the world, I don't know this. It's a very nice perspective. You skip away from the. What is the use of giving perspective over Vivekananda? It's all fighting only. Nothing happens, right? Our Among Lila Prabhu spoke something about Vivekananda, hangama. And after 50, 60 years of preaching all over the world, one time we spoke about Vivekananda public. There was so much of hangama. So when you're giving perspective, it's not that you can address the person's things. You can take over the danger also by giving the perspective. So that's why Prabhupada told them very nice technique. कोई भी बोले विवेक हूँ मतलब विवेकानंद नहीं पता नहीं तो क्या पता बेचारे को, तो जाने दो, छोड़ दो इसको, बख्श दो. Giving perspective is a very profound thing. You have to understand what this guy is. A third class guy who's giving perspective. So, क्यों क्या जरूरत है? Better we push on our idea, what is being described. So that's why if you have to give the perspective, if you don't know something, ask him. बोलो क्या है? Issue क्या है बताओ? हम लोग आपका perspective देंगे. But for such small matters, if you get inside this, is very dangerous, very horrible issues also very big dragged inside that. That's what is. That was most of the time observations are that they wanted to learn something, understand something, get the general knowledge in the process of getting general knowledge, and that it was difficult for them to handle that general knowledge. So it's no need. And hardly there are some news where which had some connection where our perspective is needed. If a boy is raped the girl, a girl has raped the boy, you don't have to give perspective. It's very clear perspective. Both of them are going to hell. What perspective will give on this now? Don't give a perspective on that. Better that is best. In the process of giving perspective, you get stuck up inside. So this is my understanding. I'm not pushing this idea, but this for small things which is not here. You are a spokesman of some uh, All India is called national international spokesperson, and you need to know some of the things. Then it's fine. Ordinary people, we are not requiring all these things, as far as I understand. No one to. It makes sense. Makes sense or does it make sense? Hare Krishna.
Maharaj said, whatever you need to know, you will get to know
By your authorities. Yeah. This is one more perspective of your question. And
like in this Ramandir also, Quran Guru clarified in the partially.
Everybody was involved. See, everybody was involved. Big personalities of our organization was involved. We have freedom to get involved now. We can should get involved. This is one of the core aspects of our practicing temple is the heart of the spiritual society. How can you not be involved in such subject? You are not opening Durga temple, Sai Baba temple, very clear, Ram temple. It was all clear. We can get as much involved as possible. We had a big class on it. How many subjects in the world we had a class on it? Hardly. Practically nothing, never. But we had a class, series of classes, series of functions. So this subject matter are clear. We have to get involved. You can know as much as possible about that Ram temple, history, sub, everything, whatever you want to know. It's all bona fide because it's a very important aspect of the spiritual subject matter. It's very simple. Society also. But these are something fringe fields here, there, what is there? They are of no use. They're very, and for that the perspective is very clear. 90% are nonsense things. This is the perspective of our perspective. Thank you very much.